hope you've been having a wonderful, wonderful week. And even if not, that's okay too. Come to me, little bunny. Come to me with your excitements of the week. Come to me with your struggles of the week. Come to me if you can't even remember this week. Come to me if you just want to get a good night of rest. You can always tune me out, little bunny. Nothing would make me happier than to help you drift off to a wonderful, calm, peaceful slumber. And that's the vibe of the podcast. There are many aspects to the garden, content, mischief, all kinds of things. The podcast is pure comfort and fun and might accidentally make your life better. But that's never the goal. The goal is just you and me spend some nice quality time together. And Daddy and his little bunny. Sound good to you? Sounds great to me. There was a request for a podcast topic. Actually, it was a request for a locked audio topic. Locked audios are the Patreon content, which is only for ages between 18 and 800. So you can investigate the link if that sounds interesting to you. But I think I'm going to do the request as both. It's like a companion, a pair. Podcast and locked audio. Because, little bunny. I got to pull the mic off here. We're getting to it, little bunny. The question is, Dear Daddy Lindy, can you help me when the world just feels like it is too goddamn much and life is just overwhelming and you feel like you're drowning and it's like, where's the gasp of air? Like I'm looking for it. You feel that you're going through a tunnel and you're waiting for the light to come so you know you can get out of the tunnel and you're just like, what is this? Is this it? Is this ever going to change? Am I in this really horrible, shitty chapter forever? Is it an infinite chapter? Well, I have some good news that you don't want to hear. You ready for the good news you don't want to hear? Which is that this will pass. If you're in this chapter. And maybe you're not in this chapter right now. Maybe you will find you're in this chapter in the future. It will pass. That's the good news that you don't want to hear. Because you're like, Daddy, I don't believe you. You're like, Daddy, it's happened for a month, a year, a decade, 2 decades. The second thing, little bunny, is that we can build your way out of it. It's not necessarily going to end on its own, and it might never end on its own. But I have something very easy we can do. And actually, it'll make you feel better pretty quick. But it does involve building something, little bunny. It's an exciting building project. It will be the little bubble of air if you feel you're drowning. This is a little bubble of air that's coming along and it'll give you just a breath like that. We are going to build for you, little bunny, a sanctuary. And specifically inside this sanctuary, we are going to build you a nook. You know what a nook is, little bunny? I don't even know how to define it. It's like a little cozy corner. It's the perfect place to hide away a little bit, just to cozy up with a book and just kind of get your own little spot. You know, it's kind of like a bunny burrow. Make your own little bunny burrow, your own little garden nook. have some of my beverage before I forget about it. This is some decaf coffee. I made notes for this episode, so I'm going to pull them up. Because I want to make sure I teach you how to build this Nook right. This is not just some random shit I'm talking about, little bunny. No, I did a lot of journaling and asking your fellow bunnies too about, like, what are you dealing with? What's your room situation like? Doing some journaling, doing some thinking, reflecting to my own chapter where it was, where the fuck is the breath of air? There's a really interesting piece of wisdom that I learned. It was just a clip I saw. There's a guy named David Cho. He's an actor and artist, and he is somewhat famous for having left modern society and going to live with a hunter-gatherer tribe in modern days. This is the Hadza tribe in Tanzania that he went to. And it's the most traditional form of human living you could have. You spend all day hunting or gathering berries and nuts and things. And then at the end of the day, you have a feast around the campfire if you did a good job that day getting food. And you dance, you have fun, you party, and then you go to sleep. You wake up the next day, and it's the same mission. You find the food, have a campfire, eat, and it is hard. It is a hard life, but it is the life that our brains were evolved to live. And so David Cho, dealing with depression and addiction and anxiety, goes and joins this tribe. And he says for the first week you're in withdrawal, where you're like craving your phone or your any kind of modernist technology or comforts and things like this. And then at some point, the depression and anxiety and the worries and the woes and all the stress just vanishes. And something so interesting is when David was like, hey, if anyone wants to come back to me or back with me, because he's not permanently going to live with these people. He's like, if anyone wants to come back to me, come to America or whatever, so I'll take you with me. And they're like, are you kidding me? Isn't that the place where everyone's really depressed? And they're like, some people like kill themselves. It's just such a foreign concept to them. It's like, what even is depression? So they live very hard lives. But it proves something about our modern life, little bunny. The stressful life that you may be living, the stressful life that tons and tons of people in the modern world are living with. If you, little bunny, feel like you are drowning in the stressors, work is just kicking your ass day after day. If you feel like you're low functioning in this world, like you suck at the adulting, you feel like you're forcing your way through life, going through the motions, even just like pushing day after day after day. Little bunny, you are not dysfunctional. You are not a failure. You are being asked to live in a world that nobody's brain was designed for. That includes you. If you feel shitty at work. Maybe your boss is unhappy with your work. Maybe you're not happy with your work. Maybe your coworkers are pissed at you for something. Maybe you're struggling with the work that you're doing. It's something you don't want to do. All of these negative feelings that we can have. Please, little bunny, don't think it's anything wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Certainly you're not malfunctioning if you feel the weight of the world, the weight of society, the weight of this day-to-day grind. You're not malfunctioning. You're being asked to live in an extraordinary world with all kinds of crazy challenges that nobody expected. And I know I personally am not going to go live out in the wild. But we can make a little bit of that magic happen here in your life right now. You're like, Daddy, it sounds like you're telling me to go to Tanzania and hunt all day and collect berries and have parties every night. I mean, if you want to go for it, little bunny, go for it. I certainly couldn't handle it. I feel like that's too challenging a life. But there is some wisdom we can take from that fact. The fact that so much of the stressors that you may be feeling, this drowning that you feel, it's not really you drowning. It's this crazy modern world that we have, the lifestyle of the modern world that is drowning you. It's not you. So, back to the sanctuary, back to the Nook, little bunny. We are going to make in your home, maybe your room or maybe somewhere else in your home, we're going to make a spot where your brain can enter into that very, very core type of living, core type of mindset. Just like David Cho, the anxiety and the depression and the addiction just sort of like wistfully lifts. We want to see if we can make that experience happen as best we can here in your room. So, what are the ingredients? I gotta go to my notes. Go to my notes. What are... This is like the hold music, when you call and they're like, they tell you to please wait, and then they put on some horrible music. At least this is better. Actually, maybe that's a sponsorship deal, is I can do the wait music. It's like, hold on, don't hang up. You just gotta wait a little bit more. Wouldn't that be great? I think then, if I was the hold voice and I did that, I think that they would get more calls, right? Okay. I'm no closer to finding where I am in my notes. Okay. Here we go. Okay. The sanctuary / Nook is your simple world. The sanctuary Nook is not a bubble away from your crazy modern life, is it? No, because that would suggest that the crazy modern world with the traffic and the bills and the stressors at work about all this like made up stuff, all these spreadsheets and things like this, all this paperwork, all of this nonsense, all of these obligations you have. That's not the default real life. And we're not like making a little vacation spot for you to go take a break from life. I realize how awful advice that is. It's like, you need to go just like take a break. Because what's in that, you see what's wrong with that, little bunny? It suggests that the crazy work life, the crazy modern stressors, that is the real life. And you're just going to like take a break from real life to go to fake life for a little bit and then go back to real life. In this Nook, we're going to make the true, simple world that is real life. So we're not escaping anything, but we are going to want to make some kind of division. So this is the first step in building this Nook. That's right, we're going to be building it. An example is that if the Nook is in your bedroom, I want you, little bunny, to get or make some kind of bead curtain, maybe, or some kind of silk that you pass through, some kind of emotional, artistic separation from what's in your sanctuary from what's out. This could also be if, oh my God, I should give another shout out to the feng shui guy. Dear Modern, I think it is his social media handle. If you're going to be rearranging furniture, little buddy, go check out Dear Modern. I'll tell you what I'm looking at right now. This will give you a hint. So, in the garden library, I decided to build a Nook to research it for you right now, little bunny. I decided to design the Nook so it'll be just perfect for you. So the sanctuary is going to be like the room that has the Nook. And your Nook is going to be like the little corner in the sanctuary. So for me, I have the garden library, and I have moved a little shoe rack here temporarily. That could be like a bookshelf maybe in the future, to create a little corner. So this is your first task, little bunny. I'm assigning you. Pick a corner. Is it in your bedroom? Is it in some other room in your house? Think about all the different spots you could have a corner. And then wherever that corner is, we're going to make it extra corner. Okay? How do you make a corner? By getting division. So maybe the bead curtain or something. Maybe it's to separate your Nook into like, just totally I suck at interior designing, don't I? I guess I can just help you understand. This is a place where you are going to feel so safe, and you are going to leave the modern world out. You're going to make a little space where nothing exists but just the room. Why do you think? I don't know much about David Cho, so I don't know, maybe he's a wild and weird guy in ways that we don't like. I don't know. But the wisdom that we learned from him, why did the depression just lift after a week of living in this life with the Hadza people? I think it's because the world becomes so much smaller and so within reach. You can touch the entirety of your world. How insane is email, for instance, little bunny, or notifications? It's like everyone can just invade your space. You go to a coffee shop one time and you buy something, and then they're like invading your space with emails, or you downloaded an app one time because you needed some like one thing one time, and now they're like trying to get you with the notifications. We want to remove the entire world from being able to access us, being able to reach us. No phones in the Nook. Certainly no work, no email, none of that. You can bring books to the Nook. You can eat in the Nook. You can watch movies in the Nook. You can draw in the Nook. You can write in the Nook. You can listen to podcasts and garden content in the Nook. And you can listen to audiobooks. And you can just sit. I'm going to sit and do nothing in the Nook. God, what are my notes? Doing my best. Okay. The Nook is, I should just read these bullet points. These are good bullet points. Okay. The sanctuary/Nook is your simple world. This is not a bubble away from real life. The Nook is real life. The brain, the way your brain was designed to live. You're not escaping anything. This is the central place where your mind is living most correctly. Modern society has work and school and bills and hospitals and traffic and safety concerns and paperwork and emails and spreadsheets. That's not the core of life. That's a variation from the core of life. So the Nook is the center, is the core. And when you need to go to work, and you need to go to school, and you need to do the bills and the hospital, and the doctor and the traffic, and the checking out for your safety and paperwork, and do your emails and spreadsheets, that is all a variation. You're taking a break from the Nook to go out and do the modern world. Your only responsibility in the Nook, little bunny. You don't have to get anything done. All you have to do is be well fed and hydrated. You are not needed for anything else other than that in the Nook, okay? Next bullet point. In the Nook, simply by being here after eating and drinking, you are accomplishing everything you need. Setting up your sanctuary, physical elements, core philosophy first. This is not just a bedroom. In fact, the Nook is somewhere. This is important, little bunny, as you're strategizing how you're going to make the coolest, most comfy corner in the world. It is not somewhere that you lie down. You can recline a little bit, but this is not a place for sleeping and naps. The Nook is a place for being awake. So, get like a beanbag chair. You can get a reclining chair if you want. I think being on the ground is the best. Maybe get like a nice plushy rug and plushy pillows, things like that. And this is separate from your bed. So if you're thinking like, oh, my bed's going to be the Nook, it's not, little bunny. Your bed is not the Nook. Okay, you're going to bullet points here. Need somewhere to sit upright that is not your bed. Also, this is not for work. So if it's like, oh, my Nook is going to be my desk where I also do work. No, not the case, little bunny. That's not your sanctuary. The floor spot. Okay, yeah. Rearrange furniture if needed to create this separation. So if you're like, Daddy, I don't know, my room doesn't really have this cool corner space. I mean, it's too small or whatever. Oh, bunny, smaller is better. Actually, you should make this Nook as tight as you can. It should be a little burrow, right? And you can really be clever with moving around bookshelves and things. Move your bed, move your desk, move anything. Use rugs. Rugs can kind of create the sense of an area. So a nice plushy rug in the corner. Move some bookshelves and things. Next on the bullet point. Okay. Essentials. It must be a clean and cozy space. If you struggle with keeping your room clean, little bunny, it's okay. Don't worry. Keep the Nook clean. You can expand outward into your room and then into your house. Keep your Nook freaking pristine. Keep it clean, cozy. It's a no shoes type of place. You are going to get a plush rug for floor seating if you'd like, beanbag cushion, pillows, or other kind of similar type seating. No shoes. And this is going to be a cocoon-like space where you're in control, little bunny. That may be another secret ingredient that the Hadza tribe has locked down, is that you're very much in control of your world. I mean, I don't want to describe hunting because I'm vegetarian. But the number of things under your control is very high. And the only thing not under your control really is, I guess, the weather and the behavior of the animals, but you're going to win. If you're a good hunter, you're going to win. So, in this Nook, getting back to our non-hunting Nook, this is a place where I want you to feel in control, little bunny. Safe and in control. You own this space. This is your little plot of land, your little corner of the world that is just for you. Some atmospheric touches, little bunny. Fairy lights are good. It's time to think about decorating. I talked about the separation of like the door beads or some kinds of silk. You could do a little canopy type thing. It's almost like, pillow forts are totally a good inspiration for this. It's almost like you're making a permanent pillow fort. That's a good way to put it. What is your garden nook? It's a permanent pillow fort, little bunny. Can you do that for me? Can you make a permanent pillow fort? I think that's going to have to be when we revisit this in the future. I think this is going to be a core concept. Another touches is get some sticky notes. I practiced with this. It's nice. As I was designing this for you. Get some sticky notes and have a spot where you can stick them and write things that you are grateful for, that you enjoy, that made you smile in that day, a joke that you heard. If there is someone who is just nice to you, someone who held the door open to you for you with a smile and is just like giving you some warmth, put that on a sticky note. Put it on your little sticky note wall. If there's some fiction that you've been enjoying, write something grateful about that. Write something grateful about the temperature of your room. Are you freezing to death or burning alive? Or are you just kind of in a nice, comfy temperature that you might have forgotten to appreciate until now? Write that on a Post-it note. So that's an example of a little atmospheric touch that you can do. Maybe there is other little things you want to do in your Nook. Maybe you want to keep your favorite books there or something, or keep a journal there. But the journal is, here's an example of how to use the Nook and how to not use the Nook. Pop quiz, little bunny. Are you going to journal about work stress while you're in the Nook? The way I said it made it so obvious what the answer was. I'll ask you, why should you not journal about work in the Nook, little bunny? Because work is not in the sanctuary. That is out there. You want to go journal about work. You want to have even if you want to have like a therapy call or something, that's not really the Nook's not really the spot for that. The Nook is not a spot for your problems to reach you. Yeah. It's more sacred than that. You're not going to spend all your time in the Nook. It's not where you're going to be all day, every day. It's where your spot where you can really center yourself. Maybe the only spot you can really, really center yourself. And that's what the locked audio companion is. Every time you want to center yourself in the Nook, there's an audio that'll be posted with this podcast, which is meant to be listened to many, many times. Kind of like your go-to meditation, if you will. And together in the Nook, we just center ourselves. We bring our mindset that this feeling, this calm, worry-free, stress-free state of being, that's the core of life. And when you leave the Nook, you're going on vacation from the Nook. Because you'll sit there in the Nook and it's going to be nice. And then you'll get a little bored and it's like, I want some kind of stress. And then you go out and you'll feel it's so much easier to do all the chores you don't want to do. It's much easier to start cleaning the rest of your house. It's much easier to get through work. Because work in this modern life of all these stressors, that's a variation of real life. The Nook is the most real it gets. So that's daily centering, weekly centering, whenever you want to go to the Nook and center yourself. That is the audio going with this. Anything left on my list? Oh, another good way to kick off the Nook is there's another locked audio, which is movie night, Spirited Away. And we press play at the same time. And then we just watch Spirited Away together, and I kind of chime in different parts. And I'm watching it the whole time with you. We should do some more of those movie nights. Okay. What else? No work happens here. Good. Okay. Devices in the Nook, little bunny. I know it's going to be so tempting to go doom scrolling in the Nook. You can use your device if you need to play an audiobook. For a movie, try and do a laptop so you don't get tempted to just like respond to notifications or just do the dopamine loops. But on your laptop, it's also not browse the internet time. You don't have to give up these things, but you can't do them in the Nook, okay? You go doom scroll somewhere else. Go doom scroll at the kitchen table. Go browse the internet in your bed. The Nook is a no device area unless you're putting on pre-approved types of entertainment, cozy entertainment. Or if you need to type, like if you're writing. Activities allowed. Okay, we already did this. Good. Good. What not allowed? Yes, we got that. You can, pop quiz, little bunny. Can you have morning coffee in the Nook? Definitely good spot for morning coffee. Good spot for evening tea. Good spot, I don't know, ice cream for the movie, popcorn in a movie. Good place for popcorn in a movie. Very good spot. But if you have popcorn in the movie, little bunny, popcorn in a movie, you have to clean up the Nook because the Nook must always be clean. The Nook must always be clean. This is good. We're gonna develop on this in the future. I think this is going to be a really important garden concept. Okay. This is not a break or vacation from life. Work is a break from the Nook. It's a vacation from the Nook. Oh, here's the hold music. You do not have to accomplish anything in the Nook, nor really should you accomplish anything unless it's just a creative thing you're working on. There's nothing don't go to the Nook to figure out things. You just go to the Nook to be there. Just to be there. Nothing you have to do except be well fed and hydrated. Just sit. Do nothing. Do not sleep in the Nook. If you happen to doze off, that's fine. It's not like a no sleeping rule. It's just not where you go to sleep, right? Try not to go less than 45-degree angle. Okay, and the rest of this stuff, I think, is notes for the centering. I guess that's what we'll call it. It's not quite a meditation, but it's almost a meditation. It's like a very active, guided meditation. With Buddhist meditation, you're meant to just sort of be passive. But this centering it's like a bit of a guided thought. Okay, other things I forgot to think of. Okay, different senses for the Nook. This goes in like the little touches. Can you listen to music in the Nook, little bunny? The answer is yes. You can also do a scented candle or a reed diffuser. I think those would be very good for the Nook. We talked about tactile sensations like with plushies or plushy cushions and the plushy rug. But you may also have different textures that you like. If there's fabrics that you really like the texture of, let's get some fabrics in there, yeah? What if we get a wide range of fabrics in the Nook? What other kind of textures do you like? Temperature is kind of like a sense of touch. I think that there's more than 5 senses, with temperature being different than texture, for instance. Those are not just both touch. So the sense of temperature, you could get like an electric blanket if you like that kind of action, especially if your room tends to run cold. You could, if your room tends to be hot, you could make a point of going there with a nice ice beverage, even if it's just ice water. That's kind of a nice temperature thing you can do. What other sensory juiciness can we do? If you have like a little, I think they're called prayer bowls, like the Buddhist ones, the boom, Tibetan prayer bowls, I feel like is what they're called. Or any kind of chimes. There's all sorts of sound bathy type stuff. You can get little like bamboo chimes type things. Any kind of sound bathy type thing that you might want. Something I'm going to do in the garden library is I'm going to have some background nature sounds that are just always going to be happening. I'm going to make this nice indoor-outdoor cozy sanctuary. What other senses? Food, totally valid. You can totally eat in the Nook as long as you clean it. That's right. What other senses are there? Sight. Colors, little bunny, patterns, artwork. You could put your own artwork there. Maybe draw stuff that you like to see. You can maybe art that you find at a fair. Maybe if you want to go to a local fair and just find some art, get something in your Nook, little bunny. Get something visually really, really nice in your Nook. The fairy lights is a nice visual one. They're not too expensive. There's some good stuff you can get on Amazon or any retailer, online retailer. Okay. And then I have the process here of the centering, which I won't go into right now. And I think that is the Nook. So, little bunny, this is your bubble of air. If you are drowning, you may have to actively get yourself out of it. It's a fun project, isn't it? Damn, who knew that saving yourself from the depths of despair could be so fun of a project? It's like building your dream house that's 2 square meters. Cubic meters, I guess. Yeah, keep that in mind also, the height. If your ceiling feels too high up, which it probably is, think about some kind of canopy over it. You know, it's almost like you're pitching a tent. And it's not going to happen all at once. It's piece by piece by piece, bit by bit by bit. Every time you want to sit in the Nook, you can plan on what you want to do next with the Nook. The Nook is a process, a gradual process, and the fun is the process. Building it and building it and building it to the most perfect space in the world. Your space. All right. I hope this was useful. This is my first try explaining this concept, but I think it's very, very, very valuable. And I will continue to improve in the future on how I can help you get your breath of air when the world is just too much, little bunny. It won't last forever, and you will have to build your way out of it. Good news, building a Nook is frickin' a ton of fun. Okay? Happy Nook building, little bunny. I am going to go to bed, and I will wake up tomorrow morning and I will write you a poem. Sound good? I love you so, so much, little bunny. Take care. Good night. I'll talk to you in just a second. Good morning, little bunny. I slept very well. Thank you for asking. And I've written you a quite long poem. It goes like this. Life is not meant for spreadsheets on gray machines that compute. Life should not be hours of boredom, bookended by traffic commutes. It's a quest for food and love and safety, and all our evolved desires. By day, get food, have fun in the nude, and by night, sing and dance by the fire. We chose to trade this for better health and safety. It's not a bad deal to want cheap meals that are tasty. But it's not real, this realm of concrete. This modern life is artificial. Our brains are equipped to live on the plains or in forests among thorns and the thistles. But I won't leave my home. To lose modern life would be tragic. I like being comfy and watching great movies, so instead, I will import the magic. I'll build a cozy little nook. No anxious turns and tosses, no paperwork bills and bosses. The only mission is to be watered and be fed, and to be awake, not asleep in a bed. And when I need to make money, I'll take a break from the nook. And from a hard day of work, I'll return with a book to my nook with many plants and 0 internet rants. I'll return to the life meant for me. Have a great, great week, little bunny. I cannot wait to help you build your Nook and see how it progresses. This is the beginning of some great, great changes to your life that'll take you from wherever you are to a little bit happier, to a lot happier, to kicking ass or even more ass. Oops. Okay. I love you very, very much, little bunny. I love you. I love you. I love you.